The twilight of a season is upon us. A skating season that began to enrapture us last autumn has brought us to the spring and one of the most magnificent places on the planet. Welcome to the French Riviera and the city of Nice, spectacular in almost every way. A city of lovers, of culture, of charm, of that Mediterranean joie de vivre. And this week, this historic hamlet becomes a city of champions. And Canada's best, ready for their greatest challenge of the season. There could be glory in France at the 2000 World Figure Skating Championships, next on CTV. Beautiful city by the sea. Bienvenue à Nice. Welcome to France, the 2000 World Championships on Canada's Figure Skating Network. Walk down any alley or street, check out the sights, and you will agree that this is a city of history, and history could be made on the ice this week in Nice. Hometown heroes, Abby Bull, Bernadette getting ready to skate, and the Canadians, two Canadian pairs teams on the ice tonight at the Palais des Expositions, which is normally a convention center, this week an ice rink. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rod Black, and welcome to the Worlds. Coming up tonight, we have the pairs competition, but without the two-time world champions from Russia, Elena Berezhnaya and Anton Segerlitse. As many of you know, Berezhnaya has tested positive for a banned substance and has elected to withdraw from this competition. For Canadians, this story bears a striking similarity to the Silken Laumann positive test from the Pan Am Games in Argentina a few years ago. And with more, here's Rob Falls.
After winning the European Championships, test results released just last Friday indicated Elena Berezhnaya had tested positive for a banned substance, reportedly a stimulant in a medication for bronchitis. They declined to have the B sample tested and withdrew from the World Championships. The pair have yet to comment, but their coach, Samara Moscovina, says they are shocked and disappointed.
We feel people accuse us of being guilty of taking. We never did that. I am a coach for 30 years. I taught many Olympic champions and world champions. We never shoot or advise our skaters do that, and that proves that for 30 years neither of my pupils ever get anything or announced that they took anything bad. So that is like they feel of course embarrassed because they really didn't do anything wrong.
The ISU is disappointed with the situation, but felt they handled it quickly and effectively.
My personal opinion is, let's say, I am sad from a certain point of view, but I have to be very honest. I'm also very proud that we start to have, let's say, the proof of sense of responsibility from the skaters.
The withdrawal certainly helps the chances of the Canadians, but they say they would have rather have it decided on the ice.
We don't know any details, so we can't really comment, but it's really unfortunate, and it is too bad they couldn't compete, because you want it to be a stiff competition. You want that.
If there's a moral to this story, it comes from a team participating in their 6th World Championship.
It's sport. I mean, they set rules for everybody to follow, and unfortunately they got caught, and sometimes that's the way it happens. Is if you don't know, then you shouldn't be in the game, and I think that they should maybe get just a little bit more aware with what they should be taking.
I think it's a little bit unfortunate if it was just cough medicine or whatever they say, but I mean, we all play by the rules, and we all know you can't take cough medicine, so at their level, they know what they have to take.
According to the ISU anti-doping rules, any results achieved and medals awarded will be declared void starting from the day of sampling.
After repeated requests by CTV Sports of the ISU when they would be making a decision on the gold for the European Championships, they said that they will simply have the council meet next week. By the way, to maybe get away from all the hustle and bustle, Berejnaya and Sekarlitsi spent the day in Monte Carlo. Rod, Debbie?
Debbie Wilkes, Monte Carlo is a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to skate there. Berejnaya and Sekarlitsi want to skate here.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I think the news that they withdrew because of the positive test cast a real pall over the beginnings of the World Championships. However, on the plus side, the door to the new title has swung wide open, and there are a bunch of pairs that could step through and take the gold. I think top of the list has to be considered the Chinese team, Shen and Zhao, who were silver medalists last year. Petrova Tikhonov, the second Russian team, are also a force to be reckoned with. But I think what's really exciting is what it means to the Canadian teams. Of course, Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz have the most experience, but I think new Canadian champions, Jamie Salé and David Pelletier, are poised for a great skate. I think one thing we have to keep in mind, though, is it's their first World Championship. And, ooh, a first World Championship is scary.
They also told me last night that they wanted to compete head-to-head against Berejnaya and Sekarlitsi. And how about that? Last year, a judging scandal at the Worlds, and now this, a first for figure skating, a positive banned substance test. Now with more on today, let's join the fourth member of our crew. Here's Tracy Wilson.
The first of 3 days of men's competition got underway today with the qualifying round. 5 men successfully landed the quad in the competition. Canadian Elvis Stoico, though, did not, although he had a fine performance. I'll show you how Elvis skated and give you the results of the rest of the men a little later in the show.
Only an hour of airtime tonight, so let's get right to it. Here is who we'll show you on CTV, the pair's short program. The French team to start it off on home ice. Then Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz. The powerful Chinese, Zhuai Shen and Hongbo Zhao. And then the final flight, Kyoko Ina, John Zimmerman, followed by Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov. And then Jamie Salé and David Pelletier in the final spot.
Rod,
the World Championships are being held in France. And guess who gets the biggest reception on the ice? The French pairs champions. They were 5th in the world last year. Sarah Abitbol, Stéphane Benedis.
Dramatic team, huge crowd favorites, Rod, as you point out. Big elements to begin, the side-by-side triple toe. Ooh, very strong. As well. Here comes their throw triple loop. Hung on. Extra rotation by Sarah on the exit of the spin.
There's nothing like home cooking. In the eyes of their fans, they can do no wrong.
Well,
they did everything right.
They sure did. With the exception of the footwork section, which should be in a straight line, corner to corner. This one curved slightly at the end. Let's see what they do about that.
When the crowd dies down, we'll come back and give you their marks from France. Field, Abitbol, and Bernadis of France. They have had an excellent Grand Prix season, highlighted by a win on home ice at Trophée Lalique, and also a second place at Grand Prix final. A little bit controversial when they were awarded an extra skate, a restart, but nothing controversial here.
Absolutely not. Beginning with the side-by-side triple toes, they're quite exceptional as a pair team, just for the simple reason that their styles are completely different. Today it did not show up. They meshed very well. Sarah hanging on to the landing of the throw triple loop, one of the hardest elements. The only real bobble was in the side-by-side spins, where they did not exit together. Change of foot. Stefan travels a little bit, moved across the ice instead of staying in one position. And right there, where Sarah did an extra turn on the exit, will be a deduction.
One of the best teams in the world. And look at the marks compared to the Polish team. And these are better. Their short program, Conquistador.
Thank you.
And presentation marks a 5.9 on the board. Canadian judge with 2 5.5s. Second place ordinal from the Canadian judge, and first place ordinals across the board. Abitbol, Bernadis, the leaders. Well, last year at the Worlds, they were 6th.
On the ice, representing Canada,
And really, over the last few years, have been the main reason why Canada is sending 2 teams to the World Championships in pairs. Husband and wife, Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz.
Quite a story. After 4 continents, they came home and were feeling very discouraged. Even considered not coming to Worlds. However, they talked about it, decided to reorganize a few of the elements, and have come back stronger than ever. Hip lift where the woman must do a minimum of 2 rotations.
Oh, beauty.
Throw triple cow. Caught his edge on one of the Mohawk turns that looked like And I think the fall got them behind in their music, and they did not complete the death spiral up to their usual standard. That's one of their best elements.
There will be deductions.
I think it's .2, Rod, for that fall.
We'll find out what the judges say when we come back to Nice, France, and the 2000 Worlds. Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz, not their best performance.
No, I think there will be at least 4 deductions. Problems here is a very simple mohawk turn, a turn from one foot to the other, forward to back. Chris just caught his edge or caught a rut in the ice, and down he went. That was a big problem. The throw triple sow cow, however, was very good. Minimum of 4 deductions, I think, in that program, including the side-by-side triple toe, and because of the lateness in the music for the death spiral, the final element, I don't think it was up to snuff either.
And lateness, speaking of that, this team arrived late.
Only Saturday, and I don't think it gives it a competitor time to adjust, to get used to the jet lag, new surroundings.
5-4.
Sargent and Wirtz have to be disappointed.
5-3. Thank you.
They currently are in 4th place, with more to come here in Nice. Leaders right now, Abby Bull, Bernadis, followed by Peggy Schwartz, Mirko Müller, the Polish champion Zagorska Shudek, Sargent and Wirtz, and the rest who have skated as well. Here's Tracy Wilson.
Rod, earlier today it was the men's qualifying competition. 5 men successfully completed the quad, but unfortunately Elvis Stoyko of Canada was not one of them. Group B started off first. Yevgeny Plashenko first on the ice, and what was for him a lackluster performance, a fall there on the quad, but good enough for 2nd place. In 3rd place, his teammate Alexander App. 2-foot landing here on the quad, but a fine performance. Canada's Elvis Stoyko got off to a rather tentative start. This was supposed to be a quad. He tripled it, and then he stepped out of his triple axel. But from that point on, he skated a flawless routine, including 2 triple-triple combinations. Here's the triple axel, triple toe. Best of all news, Elvis Stoyko is in 1st place after his qualifying round. Rob Falls talked to him.
That's okay. As I did at the beginning, I didn't really care if I get penalized for the 1 because I wanted the combinations in there. Because I popped the quad, stepped out of one of the axles, so I wanted more combinations in there. I pushed it through. It brings the base up, even though it pulls down a little bit. It brings everything up more.
You had a huge quad in warm-up. It just wasn't there?
I don't know. It was weird. Right on the take-up, I was a little bit anxious. I felt really good, and everything's been going during the week great. A little anxious, but that's good that we have this run through before the main one, and you just need to be in the top 3 spots here, and I'll be okay.
Ben Ferreira of Canada, who is competing at his 1st World Championships, found that nerves got the better of him at the beginning of his performance, but he did settle into his routine and successfully completed 6 triple jumps, including the triple axel. He finished in 11th place and will go on to compete in the short program.
It was a little bit of a fight. I had quite a long wait before my skate. I think 45 minutes for my warm-up. So, I mean, it was quite long, but I've rehearsed that in the past, so I know that I can go out there and at least put some stuff together. So I'm happy with it. I mean, the second part was much better than the first. It started off a little shaky, but it's getting there.
And so the final results in Group B. In this portion, where 20% of the total score is Elvis Stoyko ahead of Plashenko and App. The top 15 skaters go on to do the short program. Ben Ferreira will join them. He finished in 11th place. Qualifying Group A, Zhenjiang Li of China landed his quad in combination with a double toe. He finished in 3rd place. Current world champion Alexei Yagudin of Russia, the winner of qualifying round A, landed his 2nd of 2 quads. He doubled the 1st, and he showed us a new performance to the music Tosca. American champion Michael Weiss did not do the quad, but had what was perhaps the most inspiring performance of the day, landing 8 triple jumps and skating to the music of Carmen. So Michael Weiss finishes in second, just behind Yagudin and ahead of Zhenjiang Li of China.
A year ago in Helsinki, this team finished on the second step of the podium. Silver medalists, and many felt they should have won gold. From China, Zhuya Shen, Hongbo Zhao.
Famous Canadian choreographer Sandra Bezic has been setting this program and the free program. This is to Stravinsky's Firebird. And a refreshing element to begin with instead of either the side-by-side jumps or the twist. Beautiful forward inside death spiral. But here comes the side-by-side jumps. Clean, clean. Throw triple loop. They look very loose and very relaxed. Watch the complexity of this lift. The hip takeoff, soars, changes, settles so easily.
They're going to be tough to beat. They have been inconsistent this season, but they were on tonight.
Not just this season, this week, watching them in practice, they really have not had a good practice since they've been here. They've been bumping into each other. I'm frankly surprised, but you got to do it. That was the one you needed.
They're just like hockey teams getting ready for the playoffs. Forget that regular season. Let's go for the cup. Last year in Helsinki, feet were tapping, people were talking.
Oh, yeah.
Judges were being filmed, and Zhuya Shen and Hongbo Zhao, in the minds of some people, were jobbed. They felt they should have been the world champions.
Well, they were absolutely dynamic last year and dynamic tonight. I think the twist, however, it is prescribed that the woman should be in a complete split position, and I think that Zhuya only gets one leg split. It's very quick. Beautiful throw jump. This is the loop. Taking off on the right back outside edge. Oh, she had that one every second.
Now, the tone has been set, and this puts the pressure on Jamie Salé and David Pelletier. Look at the marks, and this is also because of the other teams who have skated. The judges have to give them these high marks because they have been the best of the night, leaving some room for skaters to come. Presentation marks are high. Still some room, but Salé and Pelletier will need a huge skate.
And they've just arrived in the building. They may or may not be aware of what's happened on the ice.
Tatiana Kosmianina, Maxime Vasilina, John Zimmerman.
A lot of Canadian supporters in the crowd and a lot of star-spangled banners in the building, too. The United States pairs champions, Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman, on the ice.
The clock does not start until the skaters begin moving. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to complete the 8 required elements. Here is their first side-by-side triple toe attempts. Entry into the throw triple Salchow. Lovely. Unique entry into the forward inside death spiral. Part of the mark is for originality.
This is a team that has had very mixed results this year. They have struggled early in the season, but they may be peaking at the right time.
This is only their second year together, but the magic of Russian coach Tamara Moskvina is shining through. And boy, today she needs some good news.
Ina and Zimmerman, who train with Berezhnaya and Sigerlitsi, the world champions who had to withdraw because of the positive drug test. And waiting to skate,
Kyoko Ina,
Petrova
John
and Tikhonov.
Zimmerman.
But what a skate for the American champions. Also ahead, Jamie Salé and David Peltier, last to skate tonight at the 2000 Worlds in Nice on CTV. Second place showing at the Four Continents Championship, and like I said, this might be their time to shine the best.
They have been gaining momentum all year. It's taken them a while to gel as a team. And even the elements have been somewhat inconsistent, but wow, were there 8 great ones today. The throw triple Salchow was high and lovely. Watch her reaction. And finally, knowing that it was a clean program, and not only clean, it was musical. They had some kind of connection.
John Zimmerman.
Finished second to Jamie Saleh and David Pelche at 4 continents. Saleh and Pelche still to skate. We have seen some outstanding pair skating. It'll be difficult for the judges to put them in order now. Of course, thinking about the Chinese pair and others who have skated previously. Required elements marks from 5.4 to 5.8, so a scattered range. And then presentation marks, again a 5.8, as low as a 5.4. Ina and Zimmerman are in 4th place, and ordinals ranging from 3rd to 6th.
Sur la glace, représentant la Russie.
On the ice, representing Russia.
Maria Petrova, Alexei Tikhonov.
So with their countrymen forced to the sidelines, Berezhnaya and Sigurlitse out, suddenly the spotlight shines on Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov.
They are probably 2 of the most consistent pair skaters on the circuit. What they're going to need today, not just the consistency of the elements, but they're going to need some chemistry. They have to sell it. The individual side-by-side spins must have 2 positions, 2 different positions, and 1 change of foot.
Competition we have here in Nice, France.
Some good skating, huh?
Petrova, Tikhonov. Alexei told me last night that he was saddened and shocked by the news of Elena Berezhnaya, but he said that he and Maria would not let that affect their performance, and it did not here tonight. And up next, Canada's champions at their first World Championships. Saleh and Pelche short program straight ahead. Has been already an interesting week for the Russians, and now the number 2 Russian team, Petrova, Tikhonov. How do they rank with the Chinese?
I found, although the elements were very good, and some of them, in fact, were outstanding, the program generally was lackluster and slow, and that's reflected in those required elements marks.
The Slovakian judge did give them a first-place ordinal. They have a number of seconds and a couple of thirds. Still high marks, still a fine skate, right in contention. They were 4th in the world last year. Petrova Tikhonov 2nd behind the Chinese. And now, our final team of the night.
Sur la glace, représentant le Canada.
On the ice, representing Canada,
Jamie Salé, David Pelletier.
These kids have had so much confidence all season long, and spark. Will they have it when it counts most?
There is the pressure of knowing they are brand new Canadian champions. They are feeling a lot of pressure also from the big expectations the skating world has had on them as a result of such an incredible season. David confessed backstage he was very, very nervous. My comment is always, you're supposed to be. It's very appropriate. Good throw, triple loop. Here's where it counts. Side-by-side triple toes. Another beautiful set. Like the American champions, like Petrova Tikhonov, Jamie and David have also been together only 2 years. When you compare the quality of the choreography, this team is the best. Big trubs with the spins. 0.2 deduction. Wonderful footwork sequence, expressing the music so well, changing positions, more like dancers.
The Chinese were perfect. The Russians were close. Salé and Pelletier, of all things, the side-by-side spins, they can do those in their sleep.
A tough spot to be in, unexpected. Jamie always hits the camel spin, lost it for one rotation.
Their marks from the Worlds after this. Jamie Salé and David Pelletier, you could see a little shake of the head from Jamie. The side-by-side spins, up until that moment, I think this team would have had first sewn up right there.
I'm with you on that. I think the bobble in the spin will certainly cause a major repercussion. They had 7 other glorious elements and combined it all together in the piece of the workmanship of that choreography will stand well for them. And I think what they need to know is that they can compete at this level. There's the bobble in the spin. Their coach, Richard Gauthier, probably having a fit at that point. Oh, my gosh. still, they kept the momentum of the program. They left the problem behind, and they carried through, I think, for a very successful ending.
So the judges will likely deduct them technically, but reward them artistically.
Second set of marks.
Where will they be placed?
I'm saying third.
Jamie Salé, David Pelletier, note pour les éléments exigés.
Marks for required elements.
They are as breathless as everyone else.
5-5, 5-5,
5-6,
5-6,
5-5s, 5-7, a 5-8 from the Slovakian judge.
Note pour la présentation.
This is okay, Rod. It's by no means a really big problem. They're still in the hunt.
Winner of the free skate wins the gold, and they are in line for a medal here at the Worlds. Indeed, you're right, Debbie. The American judge gave him a first-place ordinal.
I love those guys.
But look at the sixth-place ordinal up there. Salé and Pelletier are third. Really an exceptional night of pair skating under the palms near the beach in Nice, France. The Chinese doing as expected, Debbie Wilkson delivering. Petrova and Tikhonov in second, and Canada in the running for a medal, maybe gold.
And a good spot for Jamie and David. Not a lot of pressure at third, but serious, and certainly in gold medal contention.
Some of the other teams competing, you may have not seen them tonight. You'll see them Wednesday during the free skate. Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz definitely disappointed with an 11th place showing. They'll have to show better in the free skate. And now with the team in third place right now, here's Rob Faulds.
Everything was going so well, and then the spins hit you. What happened in the spins?
Well, I really did hit a rut when I stepped in. That's all I was concentrating on was that stupid spin, because Dave and I always take it for granted, and we were thinking about going in with our left side up, and I felt really good on the edge, and then at the last second when I came up on my knee, I hit a rut, and it's the scariest feeling, because on a jump and a throw, if you fall, you can get up quick, but you have to sit there and hold it while he's doing 5 or 6 rotations on that foot, so not a good feeling.
Now, you said backstage you were incredibly nervous. A big, deep breath before you stepped onto the ice. Your reaction after getting a chance to skate at the World Championships?
Man, was I nervous. Oh my God, I think I'm retiring and growing flowers when I'm going back home. I was taking deep breath and trying to get relaxed, and I knew as soon as I got on the ice, I just had to press that automatic button and it will happen. But you really have to believe it. And tonight was a very long night because we were skating in the last group. So it was a long wait between by the time we woke up this morning and by the time we skated.
So as you take a look now, third place, perfect position for you.
Very perfect. We can't ask for anything better. Overall, we're very, very pleased with how we skated, and like Dave said, we were both nervous. I think nervous, but excited to skate too, and the crowd here was unbelievable. They were really behind us all the way, and that made us feel good and nervous at the same time, but we had a good time out there.
Well, now you get a chance to breathe, relax a little bit, and we'll look forward to the free skate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.